Good morning, viewers. Myself, Dharnidhar Kondeti. In this YouTube video, I'm going to help students to give overview about electronic devices and circuits. It is for both BTech and BSc people who are learning electronics. You see the first point, electronic devices we can also call as semiconductor devices because 90%, 100% of the electronic devices are made up of semiconductor materials. So we call electronics is termed as science of semiconductors. Okay, materials, we choose materials. It may be a conductor, it may be a semiconductor, it may be insulator based on the properties. Properties like electrical property, thermal, mechanical, and optical, and so on. So designers will choose materials based on their properties for different applications. Coming to semiconductors, semiconductors are mainly preferred materials because of their electrical property, and we use, because of this property, we can alter the electrical property by simple doping process, and commercially electronic devices are more popular because of easy available of semiconductor material at low price. Semiconductors are broadly classified as simple and compound types. If you come to simple, we can have silicon and germanium, and coming to compound type, they belongs to third and fifth group elements. It is a combination of multiple elements like gallium arsenide, indium phosphide, gallium nitride. So we have fourth group elements like silicon and germanium, which are called simple made up of only one element semiconductors. Compound, nothing but is combination of two or more elements coming from third, fourth, second, and sixth, fourth, and fourth group elements. Depending on the application, this is our trying with different materials for different applications. Silicon and germanium are the mostly preferred semiconductor materials because of easy available and reasonable price in manufacturing all 90 to 90% of electronic devices. Compound semiconductors is a mix of third and fifth group or second and sixth group or combination of same group fourth elements. Mainly they used for designing special application electronic devices like optoelectronic devices like LEDs, lasers, opto LEDs. So these are mainly used for fiber optic communication systems. So commercially, silicon is a successful semiconductor material for a designer's perspective viewpoint because of its electrical property and commercial usage. So if we talk about semiconductors, mainly we remember semiconductor materials made up of silicon. To start with, what we have to learn in these electronic devices and circuits or semiconductor devices and circuits, first we have to understand what is the atomic structure of semiconductor materials. Because of this atomic structure only, the materials behave in such that they can be useful for many applications. So semiconductors mainly belongs to fourth group like silicon, having 4 valency electrons, which are shared with the other 4 valency electrons to form bonds. Okay, so this is the atomic structure of pure silicon materials. Electrical property of semiconductor materials mainly depend on temperature and doping property. So doping plays an important role in designing semiconductor materials. What is doping? Doping is nothing but the process of adding some impurities or other metals to a pure silicon or germanium. So when you add other materials to this pure silicon and germanium, their behavior like electrical properties are going to change. So depending upon these doping types, we call as 2 types of semiconductors. One is intrinsic semiconductor, second one is eccentric semiconductors. Intrinsic or pure semiconductors, we are not adding any impurities like pure silicon and germanium crystals. But whereas extrinsic semiconductors, we are doping with other group elements like third group, fifth group, second group, and sixth group elements. So again, we have this classification like N-type and P-type semiconductors based on the doping element. So we use the basic N and P-type semiconductor materials in designing diodes and transistors, which are the basic building blocks of electronic components. This is number one. Coming to second point, second step, you have to learn about diodes. You have to know what are diodes. These are two-terminal PN semiconductor devices. Examples, if you see here, we have P layer, N layer. Those few pure silicon which are doped with one impurity, it becomes fixed group element, it becomes N-type semiconductor. If you dope with third type impurities, it becomes P-type semiconductors. So when we combine or fabricate these two layers, it becomes a PN junction. So mainly the PN junction is the basic structure in designing all electronic components. And we can call this as a diode, having two terminals, one is anode and cathode. This is the structural layout of the diode, having PN layers, and this is the schematic symbol where we are going to use in circuit designings. Coming to, we operate diodes into two areas. One is forward bias and reverse bias. What is bias? Bias nothing but maintaining or applying proper DC voltages across an electronic device is called biasing. So biasing is very important for all electronic devices. Okay. For example, if you take our mobile, when the charging is there in the mobile only, we can able to talk or we can able to work with mobile. If there is no charging, then keeping mobile is not a useful thing. So bias nothing but maintaining proper voltages and currents across a device is called biasing. So we operate in two methods. One is forward bias, where current flows to the device. In reverse bias, no current flows to the device. These are the two modes of operation of diode, which are very helpful for many applications. Coming to diode types, PN junction diode mainly used for rectifier applications, which is normally doped. So diodes are classified into different types based on the doping property and doping levels. PN junction is normally doped diode, which is mainly used for rectifier applications, which converts AC currents to DC currents. Coming to next, Zener diode, which is used for voltage regulator purpose, which is lightly doped diode. Coming to third one, tunnel diode used for oscillators, which generate signals, which is highly doped diode. Next one is varicap diode, used in tuning circuits for communication applications, which is very, very lightly doped diodes. So these are the diodes overview. Diodes are nothing but the PN structures having two terminals and which we can operate in two areas. One is forward bias and reverse bias, and we can use for many applications like rectifiers, regulators, oscillators, and tuning circuits. Coming to third area is transistors. Transistors are three-terminal semiconductor devices made up of PN structures. You see here we have three layers: PN, P, NPN. Okay, so it is a combination of PN structures having three terminals: emitter, base, and collectors. This is the structural layout of your transistors, PNP and NPN. These are schematic symbols, and this is the circuit symbols of your transistor. Transistor stands for tri, having three terminals and three layers. If you see the classification of transistors, we have two types. One is BJT, another is FET. BJT stands for bipolar junction transistor. Again, we have P-type, PNP type, and NPN type. Coming to FET, field effect transistor. Again, we have here junction field effect transistor and MOSFET field effect transistors. So these are all this comes under the category of transistors having three terminals and three-layer two-junction semiconductor devices. Transistors are mainly used in designing amplifiers, oscillators, and switching networks and circuits. So these are the main areas of application of transistors. Okay, till now we've seen what are the electronic components like diodes, transistors, and the materials. Coming to where we are using all these materials and devices in our real-time applications. So we call that as a electronic circuits. Electronic circuits are nothing but electrical networks which are made up of passive and active elements. Passive elements are resistance, inductance, and capacitance, and active elements are diodes and transistors. Diodes may be any type of diode, transistor, any type of transistors, what we see above. Coming to this rectifier circuit, what we see here, we are using a diode as a basic element along with the resistance and power supply. We are applying AC, having both positive and negative signals, pulses. At the output of this rectifier circuit, we get only positive peaks. So it is removing negative half cycles, nothing but one directional flow of current. So diode rectifier converts multi-dimensional current and voltages to single directional current and voltages. It's called rectification operations, which converts mainly AC to DC. One major application of transistor is amplifier. Amplifier means nothing but if we give a small signal having 1 volt or millivolts, we can get output very large and high voltage signal having the same shape and structure, but maybe be different in the phase also. So if you see here amplifier circuits are made up of transistors and RC networks, resistance and capacitance. So R and C are the passive networks and transistor is the active element in amplifiers. First, we are biasing transistor by using VCC and ground, nothing but maintaining proper DC voltages across the transistors. After that, applying the small input signal, and the output we are getting the amplified output signal. So if we have the gain of 10, if we apply 1 volt, we get the output as 10 volts, 2 volts, 20 volts. So output is greater than input. So these circuits made up of transistors which amplify signals are called amplifier circuits. Coming to one major application of transistors are oscillators. Oscillators are nothing but signal generating circuits, which generates low frequency, mid frequency, high frequency signals based on the components, based on the design. If you see the circuit, it is made up of active element like transistor and passive element like resistance, capacitance, and inductor element. After that, we have a tank circuit made up of L1, L2, and C circuits. The basic difference between amplifier and oscillator is in amplifier we are using input signal, but oscillator we are not applying any input signal. Automatically the tank circuit is going to generate a signal which can be amplified and given to the output as a signal oscillator. It generates signals without its own, without any input signal. These circuits is called amplifier circuits. So these are the main and simple circuits using diodes and transistors. So this is about the overview of electronic devices and circuits. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and share your comments and feedbacks. Thank you.